Don't blink, it's your boy Hank. Welcome to the show. Because doing well, because having a wonderful day on this here by hearsay. Guys, I got this shot by Mosquito. 18 June 2025. Today we're talking about a very odd subject. It's a very bittersweet video to do. Um, when I woke up 15, 20 minutes ago, now we did some snacks, we did some everything review that I had to do. Ice creams, snacks, uh, and a energy drink. Which is not great. Um, and then before that, I wanted to do a video, but I wanted to do my taste test and then my videos. When it came to the videos, kind of nuts because my version of the video really changed. At first, it was like I don't have any ID. This is the first morning and a long ass time where I don't have ID to make content, which is weird. And the video was positive because I was like, you know what? This is the first time where I don't know what content to make. However, I'm extremely happy that we're getting to make content, and the relationship with making content is healthier. I'm in a position where I would be stressed out because I didn't make content. I would be forcing myself to have IDs or to do recap, and this is one of the first morning where like, you know what? I don't have a lot of ID for content, but it's good because look at the weather. It's disgusting. Let's use this day to stream. Let's really start streaming. Let's really have some fun. Let's really play games. Fuck everything else, right? And although I don't think fuck everything else is a very nice thing to say or a very nice way to think, that's the case. That's the case. And if that's the case, then let's embrace it versus, oh, well, hey, change your mind. No, if it's the way you feel, the way you feel. Just like if you don't have any content, you don't need to force yourself to make content. The original idea behind the video was since it's the healthiest version of, well, I don't really have a lot to do, so just relax versus I need to find something to do because otherwise I go crazy, right? The really cool thing here is we're doing some reviews. It was actually a gaming video that really changed my version, really changed my opinion on everything. So with the gaming review, I was talking about Elden Ring, and I was talking about how I was supposed to play Diofield Chronicle, which is another game, but I'm going to be playing Elden Ring because, again, I'm going to tell you the story one last time today, hopefully, because I already said it 4 times in 2 days. Got a call from a company that wanted to hire me, or at least give me an interview last Friday. So since then, it's been constant thoughts of having a interview, and it was kind of like unhealthy in a sense, but healthy in another sense. They called me on Friday, and Friday I was sleeping, and I woke up at 4:30. They were closing at 5, so I hurry up and called, which wasn't the best call I've ever done. But then on Monday, no call, so I'm worried. And now yesterday, I'm gonna call for an interview, and just like Friday, and the hopes is back up, right? I get my hopes up. Um, and the mentality behind it is kind of crazy. I have never, ever, ever experienced that. Getting that job has been our current thoughts, has been the thing that we focus the most on because we want it, right? We want it. For example, I know this is possibly just a coincidence, but I think subconsciously I have forced myself, which is crazy, to sleep at 6. So usually you guys know that I'm a night owl. I like to be up at night. I like to be doing whatever, and what I like to do whatever, and all I want before I go to sleep. I'll actually go sleep a little bit after the sun rises. But now for some reason I went to bed at like 11, and I wake up at 6, right? Which is technically the time I would start if I start there. Which is it subconscious? Is it something that I needed? Is it a coincidence? Is it lucky? I don't know. Even for content, right now we're talking a lot, we're yapping a lot, we're making a lot of videos because we have this need to communicate, but we also have this need of voicing our opinion, and it's also the need to have social interaction, right? Um, I know that if I'm at work, I'll be talking to people, so I won't be talking as much or needing to talk as much, which is why today we're going for Elden Ring because Elden Ring is just a playthrough where I don't have to. I have to talk a lot because there's not a lot going on, so this could be cool. One, two. But it's just been like that. It's been with to finish with Elden Ring. Um, if I'm tired, right? If I'm tired, I'm gonna be less vocal. I'm gonna be less interesting. So a game that itself is interesting because of the lure, is a bit better, right? So that could be one of the reasons as to why. It's just a good time. It makes a lot of sense to be doing what we're doing in a sense of, I think subconsciously, I'm prepping myself for this job. I'm doing the necessary steps. I'm at a level or at an age or at a maturity level where I understand what I need to do to prepare for a job. So subconsciously, we're doing so. Even the need for workout, I was like, oh, dude, you're working out. You're out of shape. You know. Um, yeah, so a lot of it was that. A lot of it was that. I'm excited for the job, for the possible job. But it has changed my focus. I feel like it changed my focus, and because I live a very simplistic life, or maybe it's ADHD, I don't know. I feel like the main focus of my life is going to be the focus dominating other focus. So, for example, everything that I focus on will be affected one way or the other by the main focus. I focus on making content. Super simple. This is actually very normal, I guess. I'm focused. I'm making content. So I'm focused on making content because I'm focusing on making content. I'm like, okay, well, guess what? Everything that I see, everything that I hear, everything that I witness, everything that I experience is a possible content. If I wasn't focused on content, I wouldn't see it. For example, I would always remember this. It became kind of an obsession. I was out on the scooter, and I had my GoPro because the scooter is so unstable. And I went to film, and my camera died, and I was like, "Holy shit! I'm not gonna be able to film." And then all around me, it became really beautiful. There was a nice clouds. People were laughing. I was like, "Oh, I wish I had that on camera, right?" The reality was the whole trip was like that. The whole trip, the clouds didn't change. The people didn't stop laughing because I was filming. It was still the same. So it's really complex, and it's really a significant of a overcompensation. I feel guilty about not making content, so because I feel guilty about not making enough content, I overthink about making content and I overproduce content. Another focus is possibly work, and again, the possible work is because I know that if it would be a company, I've been talking shit about this company. I've been talking about how I'm not excited because it's dirty, it's toxic. But at the same time, I know that a part of me would be happy to do this. But it's also life in general. Yesterday, I had a call from the bully at my last job that I've been avoiding because I'm like, dude, you did so much horrible thing to me. I don't want to talk to you. And then he was talking to me, and he called on another number, and I was in a good mood. So I'm like, okay, guess what? Let's talk to him. And we were talking about work, and it's something that I didn't talk about with anybody. See, from that place, I kept 3 friends, and they're all friends on a level that surpasses work. So they're not co-workers or friends. So when we do talk, it's not about work; it's about friendship. You know. But this one, it was really cool, and we talked about work and how it went and how's it going. He said, "Oh, there's not a lot of like, for example, yesterday, he had 38 pieces to do, 38 pieces to do, which is crazy." And yeah, that's pretty much it. So just to me, this is surprising. So let's recap this video just to make sure that you guys understand what I'm trying to say. We started out, I don't have content to make. Maybe this comes subconsciously, like, focus on work, don't focus on content. And it's been weird, but it's been dictating my life, which is possibly a good thing. Maybe this subconscious, and psychologically speaking, this is so interesting because if this is dictating my life, that is the first time that my subconscious dictate my life. Out of a need, you need, for example, I don't know, you know when you're stressed, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. You're not constantly thinking about this, right? It's nuts. You're stressed because subconsciously you think you're gonna have time to finish, you know? It's just nuts. So if the lack of inspiration, the lack of idea for videos, is steaming or rises from the possible job, then this is good. There's also there's a couple of factors that are really important. For example, believe me not, the simple fact that I'm in here and I'm like, you know what? I can still stream, I can still do. There's still a bit of resistance left, you know, which is great. I can still stream if I don't have idea to stream. But at the same time, my first thought about waking up was the interview is tomorrow. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. The fact that something that could be happening is dictating, and it's so rough because technically speaking, she called me on Friday. I'm gonna have the interview on Thursday, which means I'm not gonna get the answer before next Monday. So yeah, so it's not like, for example, with the other place I was doing an interview, it's like, okay, well, this we're gonna call you right away. We had an interview on Monday or Thursday, and said we'll call you at the beginning of the week, which is Monday and Tuesday. I didn't get that job. I don't know why. Too sucks because I would have liked that job, but still, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. My parents are Afghans. See, also, I'm 32 years old. I understand that, but I still view my parents as somewhat of a guiding force, which is positive because I got great parents. So the fact that they're so worried about this job kind of makes me worried about the job. And I don't know if the whole way I'm reacting, the whole way I feel about this, is nervousness or what is it? Why am I so obsessed with the possible job that I don't even know that I have? You know? And there's a couple of really interesting factors, psychologically speaking, because usually what I would do with a possible new job, I would go ahead and be hopeful and be very hopeful and like, oh, I hope I get it. I'm like, imagine if I can get it. Imagine if I can get it. And then with this one, this hopefulness is replaced by nervousness, but it is still the same amount of emotion. It's still the same amount of focus. It's still the same amount of brain power required to function versus in a normal settings. This sounds stupid. It sounds random, but if you have a day where you don't have a schedule, you're less likely to be worried about doing something versus the day where you have not a bigger schedule, or versus the day that you have a schedule and like, okay, well, guess what? If I have to work this amount of time, I have to sleep this amount of time. Whatever I do with the time that's left, that's up to me. But hopefully, I can do something positive. You know, it's really nice. Yeah. Also, this positive thing for this job, this positive thing with this job is it's a Monday to Friday, which is really positive because I was able to really relax, really close off closure. I feel like a lot of jobs that have, well, you have this day off and this day off, and they're not together. It's a bit tougher because you're like, ugh, I can't really turn my brain off work. I'm thinking about work, and the weekend also is important because most people have the weekend off, and because most people have the weekend off, it's a societal the perception society perception on days off are Monday and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. I'm sorry, Saturday and Sunday, right? And because this is the general perception, this is the general consensus. When you do have your day off, I'm like, yo, everybody's off. Let's do something social. It could be a really nice change of pace. With more money, I'm going to be doing more social activities. For example, going to the restaurant, trying some new food, which is going to be good. I don't know, maybe a concert here and there. I had a friend that texted me. She's like, "Hey, this band that we really like, Charlie in Reverse, is doing this concert." Problem with concert is it's expensive. First of all, second of all, it's a content. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure. Versus, for example, going to La Ronde. Versus La Ronde, I could film it and I could just show. I don't know. We'll see. But it's really weird where we're going through right now. Oh my God, woe is me, victim is me. No, it's really weird what we're experiencing right now. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.